Okay, let me just get these out of the way right off the bat. Okay, visitor to cemetery says to a man who's working there, "Are you the regular grave digger?" And the worker replies, "No, sir, I'm just filling in." The laughter died down. A little girl asked her mommy, "Mommy, do men ever go to heaven?" Her mother answered, "Why, yes, of course, dear. Why do you ask?" The little girl said, "Because I've never seen angels with mustaches and beards." Mother replied, "Well, that's because some men do go to heaven, but they only get there by a close shave." Okay. The church was full. I know that it's going to be rocking, but we won't worry about that. Lazarus. I'm not sure if he's ever been canonized in the Western Rite. I think maybe in some other places possibly he is referred to as Saint Lazarus. But here in this story, it's not about him. He just happens to be the one who died. And we have got to remember, and when Jesus brought him back to life again, on down the road, he died again. What happened to Lazarus was what we would call resuscitation. Life being put back into. But it's not the same as resurrection. And we have got to be very, very clear in our understanding of that. Martha's wonderful, powerful statement of faith in this gospel. "I am the resurrection and the life," Jesus says. "Whoever believes in me, even if they die, will live. And everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. Do you believe this?" And she says, "Yes, Lord, I have come to believe that you are the Christ, the Son of God, the one who is coming into the world." Now notice, she makes this statement before Christ brings Lazarus back to life. Okay, this is not something where she has come to faith because she has seen the miracle. She didn't need to have proof to believe in Jesus. See, because proof doesn't lead to belief. Proof gives us knowledge. But faith cannot rest on proof. If I have proof, then I will believe. No. Faith, believing, means taking that step forward through uncertainty. Faith does not rest on proof. So it's a very powerful, powerful statement that she makes to Jesus. And Jesus says, "I am the resurrection and the life." But again, Jesus is talking about something very different from bringing a dead corpse back to life. Resurrection is so much more than resuscitation. It's a transformation of life. And as I said, Lazarus, he was brought back basically to the same life that he had lived before. But he died again. The eternal life that Jesus gives his followers, it doesn't abolish death. It doesn't take away death. But rather it transcends it. You know, we talk about life, death a lot, and I think sometimes it depends on the conjunctions. I guess we use that, right? Yeah, conjunctions. Yeah, the conjunctions that we use, because we talk about, well, it was a matter of life or death. Or we say, wow, this is that serious that this is life and death we're talking about. But rather than life or death, life and death, I think what this gospel today teaches us, that as followers of Jesus, as sharers in the promise of his eternal life, we need to see life in death. The resurrection, Easter, comes only after Good Friday. And yes, death is scary. It is the great unknown. The suffering, the death was scary for Jesus. That's seen the agony in the garden. But nevertheless, to realize that the life that we share with Christ now, eternal life, isn't something just for the future, but it's something that we are sharers in now because we are connected to Christ. There was a 14th century mystic named Johannes Tauler who said, "If only we could seek joy in sadness, peace in trouble, simplicity in multiplicity, comfort in bitterness. This is the way to become true witnesses to God." When we can continue to grow in our faith, realize that even in the sufferings, the little deaths that we have to go through, God is transforming us, bringing about new life. It's a reality of now as well as a promise of all eternity for us. So, even in these difficult times when we seem to be, understandably so, more fearful, more uncertain, when we see or we hear about so many who are dying, in all of it, we place our trust in Jesus. The place of death is the place of resurrection. It is in death that resurrection takes place. We have the promise. In the love of God, we have a certainty. We don't have proof, but we have faith.